Hey guys, I have match 10 of this season, so it's the first one of this week. I went 0-3 last week. I didn't record them. I had a lot of problems just tech-wise and also wasn't feeling that well, so I just kind of scrapped the week and apparently scrapped the week in performance as well. So 0-3, but we're gonna take this week and just kind of start fresh and reset. So I'm really excited to show you this one. I changed my defenses up, which we'll get into, and I did some things on offense, like a Malak solo, spoiler alert, that I figured I would try and make myself a little bit uncomfortable. So let's have a look. I'm really excited. There are a ton of different things that I did that I think will be maybe helpful or just good to see, realistically, just good to see. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so my opponent this match is Dominator. He is 8 million GP, and he has 5 Galactic Legends, so same as me, he is missing Rey. So we're a little bit different there, but he does not have Star Killer either, thankfully. So I'm gonna take that as a win here in terms of opponents. Okay guys, so I did change my defenses on fleet a tiny bit. I subbed out CAD for IG in my Executor fleet. That was really the only difference I made. I'm just trying to throw some curveballs. Up top, I didn't really change anything at all, so everything is pretty much the same up there defense-wise. And then in the back, I took out Malak from my Darth Revan squad. I wanted to keep him, so I subbed in Marauder. And I set Rey Hoda Armorer. I figured this would probably be the best case to kind of throw him a little bit because he does have a tendency to set a lot of Galactic Legends. And then up front, I took off, I had Jedi Master Luke there, and I took him off and set this Dash Smuggler team that I didn't think I would need on offense. Other than that, I pretty much left most of it the same. The biggest change is going to be Rey, and it could hurt me on offense, to be honest with you, since I do like to use Hoda. Okay, so his defenses. He's got Jedi Master Luke up top, and Bossk team, Iden, Maul, and Grievous. So nothing too awful, but it is still like pretty legitimate. And then in the bottom, we've got this Jango Zam team. Qui-Gon no Cam though, which is really interesting. Lord Vader, Kylo, and Kenobi. So he does set 4 Galactic Legends, which is what I was expecting. It's also why I kept 4. But we're gonna start with Vader, and I'm gonna use the Fennec Bounty Hunter counter. There's no Maul here, obviously, since he's got Maul up top. So I think this will work pretty well. I have failed with it before, but I think it will be fine. I hope it's fine. All right, so I have to go after Royal Guard since he is taunting, but I do like to cleanse pretty much right away, especially because we're dazed, so that I can get the mass assist here and start chewing through Royal Guard as quickly as possible. And we've already got our contract, which is fantastic. This was real painful to chew through Royal Guard here. It just felt like it was taking an obscenely long time, and it was making me nervous, to be honest, because I haven't faced a Lord Vader with Gideon before. And I was getting anxious because I know he can pull your turn meter, and I really didn't want that to happen and then get screwed in terms of my, not really that I had like a train going, I just didn't want it to really mess up my turn order and my flow and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, so Gideon is going to be the next to die here. I did cleanse before he went into his ult, only because I wanted to make sure, one, that I got the cleanse off, just so that I wouldn't necessarily die from dots, and he is going to ability block us anyway. So I really wanted to be sure that I would hopefully survive. And it does end up looking a tiny bit dicey here. Really need this heal, thank God he had the next turn. So getting some armor shred on Vader just so that I can chew through him as quickly as possible. Nobody is dazed, so we can call a mass assist. And it's pretty straightforward. Fennec is obviously such an MVP here. And more armor shred, more cleansing, just to make sure nothing goes too crazy sideways and we can actually just get this done. And this next one should do it. Awesome. So, good way to start. I'm not upset about it. And then we can go, and I honestly think the next scary one, quote unquote scary, will be Kenobi. I do want to mirror this. I am faster than their cat, but I don't have R2 available, so I can't really do that kind of trick where I make her waste her Annihilate on my Kenobi. So instead, I'm going to take Poe, only because I don't really want to use a different tank that is good, a different Galactic Republic tank that I have geared up. I'd rather save my Kenobi and my mace. And it doesn't really matter if it's Poe here, because he's going to taunt anyway, and their cat can waste their Annihilate on it. So I am going to just give this Shan to Kenobi, because Poe was going to die anyway. And there he goes. So he's our little sacrificial lamb. And I'm basically just going to work on getting ult right away. You guys know all of this, I'm sure. I am going to pop Kenobi's ult early so that I can ignore taunt, and then I can snipe out their cat, and we'll be good to go from there. All right, so you guys know all of this. We're just going to speed this up. I like to get rid of Kenobi next, just because he taunts and it's super annoying. And obviously he's got his damage immunity, so my countering wasn't really doing anything. But I want him out of the way just so that I can get it down and I can actually focus on Jedi Master Kenobi instead of General Kenobi. So, but finally proccing the Savior, which is insane to think that it's been this long and it hasn't actually procced yet. But that's fine. All right, so now he's out of the way and it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. Pretty straightforward. 53. So not the prettiest. Obviously Poe dying really hurts the banners there. But I knew going into that it wasn't going to be awesome, because I was going to have somebody die no matter what. All right. So we have this Qui-Gon team, and there's no Cam. They've put Mace instead, which is interesting. I am going to want to use my Nute team here. And I don't know if this is folly. I know Mace can be a pain, but there's no Cam, so I'm figuring like it should theoretically still work. Like I should still be able to rocket Anakin to get the healing immunity on him and then kill Qui-Gon. I don't know. So he does his AoE right away, which is super annoying. We're gonna extort Qui-Gon, and Mace is just gonna kill Nute, so this is going not the best. To be honest, I don't know why I shot Qui-Gon there. I think I was just, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I was just floored that Nute was already dead. I probably should have just shot Anakin or something. Anyway. So, pretty awful. Jango is dead. And Mace is just a real pain in the ass here. I'm just gonna say it. His taunt that isn't a taunt but is a taunt is just real effing annoying. Okay, so we need to clean this up. There's no leadership ability now with Qui-Gon being dead, so I'm thinking I'll be okay to try and clean it up with resistance, maybe? I don't know. We're just gonna throw a team here and see what happens. The problem that I'm realizing here is Mace is going to be, I want to get Anakin out, and Mace is gonna be a pain in my ass. I'm gonna have to get around Mace, and that's just gonna really be annoying. So we survived his AoE. Mace is being dumb and doing stupid ass Mace things. We're just gonna kill him, and Anakin is just gonna wreck face because that's what he does apparently. So this didn't really work as well as I had wanted it to. Yeah, so this Qui-Gon team is real effing annoying. Which, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that it is as annoying as it is, considering, like I said, there's no cam. It's just Mace, but Mace is just such a fucking asshole with his taunts. Anyway, we did not use Rose, don't worry. I figured here we would just throw another Resistance team. These are all characters that theoretically I'm probably not going to use. I probably could have saved Holdo, to be honest with you. It's nice to have a tank here and there. But I just didn't think I was really going to need her. So this seemed to work okay. I think I should have just taken the vets instead of Stick Ray and Trooper before. It might have worked better, but it's all fine. All right, so that is that. Now we've just got this Kylo and this Bounty Hunter team left. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go after Kylo next since he's the Galactic Legend here. And I do wanna use my Jedi Master Luke. I don't wanna mirror, I don't wanna try anything funny. I obviously don't wanna use C. And I think this is the best bet, considering I set Hoda on defense. I don't need a Jedi Knight Luke team separate from Jedi Master Luke with Hoda. So I'm pretty happy to do this. And also I want to make sure I get through this team in one shot. I hate facing Kylo teams. So yeah. I'm choosing to go after Hux because I want to make sure we're not passing around any turn meter and all that fun, annoying bullshit. And then we're going to increase the cooldowns on Kylo here, and then I'm going to go after Stormtrooper just to get him out of the way since he's taunting and it's a pain in my ass. That was a misplay. I should not have done that since Old Ben had ability block and I just did it out of habit, to be honest with you. I like having him taunt. Okay, so pretty straightforward though here. We're just gonna go obviously for Kylo and it's gonna be pretty clean-ish, 55. It's not awful. And then we just have this Jango Bounty Hunter team to get through to get to the back zone. So because Sam has her Omicron, I know it's 3v3, so it's not as effective as it normally is. I still don't like dealing with it. I don't like dealing with Jango, obviously. And my go-to to get around Zam is usually Wedge, Han, Chewie. I don't think I'm going to need this team up top. I don't really know what to expect in the back. So I'm taking this as a risk and hoping it works in my favor, essentially. So we're gonna go straight for Zam. There's no taunt here, which is actually really good since I can't kill Zam right away. I can still go back to her and get her out of the way afterwards. And then from there, it's pretty straightforward. We're not gonna have the cleanest since he took some of our protection off, but at least nobody died. Okay, so we're through the front zone and dropped a fair amount of banners. But let's have a look at what's in the back here. This Resistance, whatever, a weird Padme team, First Order, Mon Mothma, and Nute. So all stuff that I think we can work with based off what I've got left. Okay, so we have Jedi Master Luke. I'm gonna use C. I have never done this before. I'm fairly confident like that it will be fine since C is pretty good at, obviously he's buffed against Jedi. But again, never done it. So I'm going to put the tank tech on C. I think that's basically the go-to no matter what, just so that he dispels. I have to link Jedi Master Luke here, and I chose to link him with Jolie, which is fine. Obviously having to link him since he's taunting is a little bit annoying, but I wanted to go after Luke right away just to chew into his protection, and then I realized it was going to go away. So Wat is dead, as we expected. And then I want to relink. I was a little hesitant here. I wasn't sure if I should pop my ult already or what to do. I chose to relink. I really wanted to get to Ayla and Jolie and have them die with the ultimate. And then he got his, which made me a little bit nervous, but I went into mine next. And then we are able to just counter here, thankfully. And I can get my ult off, and Luke is pretty much ready to die. So I don't know, to be honest with you, if I should have relinked or just gone into ultimate. I think that was the right call to make sure I could get rid of Ayla as well. But again, hadn't done it before and was curious if it would work. All right. So pretty straightforward here in teams. I am faster than their Maul, so I am going to use my Imperial Troopers here instead. And this should work relatively okay. I do get a little bit frustrated with this only because of Maul's leadership and passing the taunt around. But I want to make sure I can get through it and not screw myself over with Maul doing anything dumb, and I think this will work fine. So passing the taunt around, of course, from his leadership, but Dark Trooper just likes to kill things, which is great. So I did the AoE just because I wanted to hit both of them, to be honest with you, and Daze is nice, especially when they have counter. So pretty straightforward. 54, not, I mean, not overly clean. I don't know. I'm really good at shedding banners, is what I've realized. I'm not very good at being efficient, but I'm really good at just plowing through and shedding banners. Anyway, so 3 teams left, and I'm feeling pretty good at this point. 16% potency on Iden, so you know that means we're gonna Wampa her, because it is so much fun to do. And obviously I could Wampa Grievous as well. I could Wampa Mon Mothma in the back, but I chose to Wampa Iden just because I knew it would be more of a sure thing for me to get through Iden this way versus trying my bad Sith Triumvirate and, you know, possibly dying. So anyway, I am going to speed this up. You guys have seen me do this a few times, so we don't need to sit here for the whole battle. But pretty straightforward. Obviously, they can't die with that stupid buff on them that she gives them, and she can't die until they're all dead. So we're just gonna go after Range Trooper here and kill him. Cool. So 58, which is great. Okay, so I have this Grievous team now, and I thought, you know what? I put relics on my DACA, so I think we can do this. I'm gonna risk it and not take zombie. I'm gonna risk, you know, DACA getting stun locked, but I think this is the better call just for more damage and to get through it. Like I said, it is a risk because if they go straight for DACA, we're screwed, which they're doing. If she gets stun locked, we're screwed. So it is a little bit scary, but I think it's worthwhile, to be honest with you, just because, like I said, we get more damage with Asajj being there, and that is terrifying. But thankfully, we can bring her back, and we will eventually, hopefully, get another revive. Perfect, and we can bring back Talzin just for Asajj to die again. But bring her back with Talzin. They're just dying all over the place. All right, one at a time. They're gonna come back, and thankfully, Asajj is able to land some of these stuns on her basic, and we can bring Asajj back, and everything just kind of keeps going from there. So like I said, super dicey on whether or not this was the right call with not taking zombie, but I think it needed to happen. And he's dead. So I actually am really enjoying DACA at Relics. I regret not doing this earlier. And yeah, that is that. Okay, so just this bounty hunter team. I have Kylo, so I'm just going to use him because why not? Bossk apparently is awful in 3v3. I learned that the hard way, and I don't want to risk it. I genuinely don't know if I need a full team here. I don't think I do, but I also don't really want to have to two-shot this. Like, I'm going to feel like an idiot if I only take Kylo and then I have to two-shot it. So I'm taking a full team. Going straight for Bossk, of course, just to get the stun so he doesn't pop his taunt. And then I want to swap turn meter to Kylo and just go ham, essentially. It's pretty, I think, straightforward. I'm real happy that Bossk is stunned and annoyed that Dengar is in stealth. But, I mean, overall, it's pretty good. Definitely did not need the full team. Probably could have gotten away even with just, like, Kylo and Fu. But, like I said, I didn't want to trip up. Okay, so his ships, we've got Executor, Negotiator, and Raddus. Raddus being here is actually a little bit of a blessing, in my opinion, which we will go over when we do ships in a little bit. But we'll see what happens, because you guys know I suck at ships. So, let's go finish the back zone, and then we can do ships next. Okay, so we have this lovely Mon Mothma team, and Kyle Katarn obviously doesn't gain as much speed in 3v3 because he only has one other Rebel Fighter ally. So we're gonna go after this team first, and I'm figuring that this is probably the best plan. I don't know. Like, just with what I have left. So we're going to Force Crush, and then we can go into Merciless right away. And I want to ability block Kyle, which actually I'm just gonna kill them. So I realized very quickly that I didn't need Thrawn. Which is unfortunate because Thrawn is so great to use anywhere, essentially, and I feel like I just wasted him, to be honest with you. But it's done. Okay, so let's do this Padme team. And I have been told that this works repeatedly, that you can solo Padme with Malak. I don't know if R2 makes a difference here. I do not like this. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm gonna actually speed this up. So I'm thinking that R2 here is actually a little bit annoying because of his smoke screen. I can't really get to him. And I want to get him out of the way because of that, since he's also blocking off, you know, Ahsoka. So it is a little annoying. And this honestly feels like it's going nowhere. Like, you can see it's already been a minute and nobody's dead. Okay, so R2's gone. And I wasn't too sure, to be honest with you, if I should go for Padme or Ahsoka. I figured I should go for Padme just to stop this, like, courage stacking and protection and all this BS. And it really felt like I was just hitting a wall. You can see, like, repeatedly, I'm like, okay, we're getting close. And then she just cleanses and gets all of her health and protection back, and we're still going here. So the good thing is his drain is actually getting the majority of her health. Like, she's gotten into the red a few times here that I'm like, okay, like, maybe we can just get lucky here with some of these moves and be able to get her out of the way. But she just cleanses every single effing time. And I am now starting to worry that, like, maybe we should have been going for Ahsoka. So we've switched. Okay. Ahsoka's dead, so we've got 90 seconds, give or take. And I'm like, this is enough. Like, this is enough time to get through Padme, right? Like, I don't know. Other than her being stupid annoying here. The stuns obviously are not helping my case. But again, even without Ahsoka to heal her a little bit as well, it genuinely feels like I'm going nowhere. And I am now convinced here that I'm timing out. I'm going to time out on a solo freaking Padme. And I never want to do this Malak solo again. Like, this is absolutely insane. 5 seconds left and dead. Like, the amount of stress that fight gave me was ridiculous. I don't know if it would have gotten any better if I had just gone for Ahsoka first. I do not like it. I don't know if I should have taken Savage lead just to give myself some extra. I think he does defense or tenacity or something. I don't know. But I didn't like it. Dislike. Okay, guys, so let's get rid of this First Order team after that absolute chaos. So, given what I have left, team-wise, I don't really want to get cute and take any chances, so we're just going to take Jedi Knight Revan. I want to get rid of Executioner because he terrifies me. Him and Red I just don't like. So, I know, like, realistically, Fu is probably the better target because of the turn meter manipulation and all that fun stuff. But I just don't want to deal with Executioner, so we're going to get rid of him first. And then we'll get rid of Fu. So, pretty straightforward. Obviously can't ignore the taunt here unless I can get a mark or it's Jedi Knight Revan's turn, which is a little bit annoying. But it's fine. And like I said, I want to get rid of Fu next just so that we're not having to deal with any turn meter swapping. I don't want crew taking more turns than necessary, but it should realistically be fine. And then we can just get rid of him here. So we're going to steal some buffs, not that it really matters that much, and mark, and it's I think it's pretty straightforward. Steal some more buffs, take away his turn meter, and just kind of chew through him. Poor Jolie has been stunned pretty much this entire battle. He's not taking any turns, but we don't really care about it. All right, 57. That's like as clean as we're gonna get here for the rest of the these fights. Okay, so we have Nute and we have that Resistance team. Nute is obviously gonna be the bigger challenge, so I'm gonna go with Padme. I honestly think this is gonna be fine. I like having this team on offense, especially against Droideka in particular because of Ahsoka's Dispel on her basic. We can get rid of Droideka's damage immunity, which is really handy. So I do have to cleanse this Extortion though, because Extortion is awful to deal with and I just gotta get rid of it. All right, pretty straightforward. I did target Droideka there just so that Ahsoka would assist on her and Dispel, and then we could get rid of her right away. And now we can go all in. I like to get rid of the B1. I know Nute is there and he's going to be handing out Extortion and it's irritating, but I hate letting B1 stacks pile up. So I just like to go for him right away. I can manage, you know, Extortion here and there, but I need to get rid of B1 before things get out of hand. So, pretty straightforward, and now we just have to kill Nute twice and we'll be good to go. And at this point I don't really care about Extortion, to be honest with you, so perfect. Nute is dead. And then we have this lovely Resistance team that we need to get rid of. And I'm realizing that I actually have quite a bit left for offense, especially because I did 2 solos with Wampa and Malak. that really leaves me with quite a few teams. And this is such overkill, but it almost feels wrong not to use an Omicron character when you have them Omicron. So I'm going to, like, it just seems stupid not to. I went for Poe first just to, you know, get rid of him. He seems to be the most worrisome out of these three. Not that I am really that concerned, to be honest with you. So yeah, this, like I said, massive overkill, and it's done. Pretty straightforward. So now we have the lovely experience of ships and what is typically my downfall. So let's go have a look. I am a little bit concerned on what's going to happen here. All right, guys. So like I said, we've got Executor, Negotiator, and Raddus. I do need to go after Executor first because it's going to be the pain in my ass as per usual. And I've decided that I'm just going to go straight in with Malevolence here. My thought process is that I haven't been very successful with Finalizer, and I'm figuring this is going to be a shot in the dark here. Piet is Relic 9, so it's probably not going to go as smoothly as I'm hoping. But given what else is on defense, I think this is going to be the best case scenario. So pretty straightforward, and I'm dying real quick. This is not ideal, but we're going to do the first special here on my hyena, and the goal here is to just survive until I can get my spy to come out and put the taunt on. And it's obviously not looking that great. I am getting absolutely destroyed here. Truly. Okay, so we're gonna bring Spy in, and fingers crossed. And of course, it goes on Razor Crest. Like just of course. And like, we miss. And they have their contract. So I mean, like, realistically, this is probably as bad as it's gonna get. As bad as it could possibly be. Okay, so we're doing the AoE. I'm still gonna try, and of course he heals. I'm still gonna try and get, I don't know, something. Like, just absolutely ridiculous. Houndstooth is taunting. And now he's not. So I am going to try to go straight for Cad Bane, which is why I'm bringing in Soldier here instead of Even Hawk. I just need to kill somebody. Okay, so Cad Bane's gone. Typically I would bring in Even Hawk next, but because I could target him right away, I just needed to try. And I mean, it wasn't gonna get any worse than it already is. Like, this is not a win, guys. Spoiler alert. It's pretty rough. So we're just gonna go with it anyway. I'm gonna see how far I can take this. I don't know, maybe knock some protection off, maybe do anything at all other than be stunned and useless and miss and all of the great fun things. Okay, so he has destroyed me, which in a way kind of sucks, obviously, but really good to know that he just popped his ult and we need to clean this up. So I don't need to worry about sending in like a burner or something. Like, he just popped his ult, so we can, like, it's clean upable in my opinion. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna try Finalizer. I'm assuming that if there is any hope for me, it is here. He just uses ult like we saw, so maybe I can clean this up with Finalizer. I didn't think I would be able to clean it up in one shot with Raddus, which is why I chose to take Finalizer here. And it is pretty dicey because obviously they've got all of their turn meter good to go. So I'm gonna ability block him. And then we're gonna put Hunted on Houndstooth still. So same kind of idea. and he's taunting, so I can only target him, but we're gonna do the big hit because we have advantage. Them hitting Echelon is terrifying. Gonna do the ability block / dispel again and do the mass assist on him because he's taunting. And at least he's stunned, and now Echelon is marked, which is also terrifying. But he is stunned. No one has advantage, so I'm gonna target Shuttle so that we all get it. Poor Echelon. Poor Echelon. Okay. I am gonna bring in Special Forces TIE Fighter. I don't want to bring in Sunvac yet. And I'm going to call the assist with Silencer, do a basic, and then we're going to pass the turn back to Silencer and do a big hit. And we're still getting absolutely nowhere. Call Silencer, and maybe we can, nope, there's no stuns to be had. So AoE. The fact that Houndstooth is still taunting is really pissing me off. And Echelon is not looking good. But we're going to do the ability block, and there goes Echelon. So at this point, I'm pretty sure this is not gonna work. But we're gonna go big hit on Boba. I figure I might as well just try and get rid of somebody and one-shot Boba, which is fan-freaking-tastic, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring in Sunfac and I'm gonna stun Houndstooth. Beautiful. And then we're gonna go for Razor Crest. And I don't know if that was the right call or if I should have gone for IG, but you know what? We're just, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm 1000% winging this. So still going after Razor Crest. Probably should have tried to stun Houndstooth again, but whatever. And it's looking real bad. Ability block on Houndstooth though, because we might as well try and control the situation here. And hopefully, big hit. Razor Crest is gone. And my shuttle is gone. So this is not looking ideal. But I mean, Houndstooth also just died from a basic. So I'm not totally upset about this. And it, like, I think it's okay, guys. It's okay. I'm positive I made mistakes in that fight because I was just winging it. But I'm not mad. It cleaned up. Executor is done. So now we're going to Negotiator. And I need to use Rebels here. And I also need to send in a burner fleet because I need them to do all of their specials and AoEs and all that fun stuff. And then we can send my Rebel fleet in and actually, you know, hopefully clear Negotiator. So let's speed this up. All right, guys. So like I said, we're just wanting them to use their AoEs, their specials, use this all up so that we can go in with my undergeared Rebel fleet, to be perfectly honest with you, and hopefully clean this and get it done in, you know, quote unquote one shot. So I like to do the double tank because my piston sucks. We're gonna take the Phoenix ship, Cassian, and Wedge because again, my piston sucks. He still sucks. So my piston ship is not good. All right. The great thing is they've done their AoEs, so we're just getting some basics. They've done their specials. And I want to go for Anakin right away. I just need to get him out of here as soon as possible. And this is perfect because we can now AoE and Anakin is gone. Absolutely wonderful. So, Ahsoka's here. I personally find Ahsoka more annoying than Fives. It's probably the wrong answer, but I just do. So I want to get rid of her, and then we can get rid of Fives afterwards. And I am gonna bring in, I think I want to bring in Phantom. That way I can bring in a Cassian next turn, since she's reducing the call reinforcement ability. So We're gonna kill 5s, I think, if we can get past this taunt, just because his health is so low. If it stays low. And then, okay, so Cassian is here. I don't want to waste the call on 5s when he's got such low health, which is why I chose to do it on Ahsoka. And then we can wiggle, and AoE will get rid of both of them. And of course, we have another reinforcement coming in. I really just want to get rid of all of these ships as quickly as possible. The Negotiator getting its ult scares me just because my ships are undergeared. They're not, other than the Falcon and Biggs and Wedge, they're not relicked. So it does worry me if Negotiator gets to his ultimate. And bringing in all of these reinforcements is annoying me. All right, so taunt is gone, and now we can go after Rex anytime. So I did target the Battlebee there only because I wanted to see if I could remove some turn meter. It obviously didn't work. And we can get our ultimate. Still trying to get rid of Rex here. Hopefully. Come on. And now we should be able to get this done here. Perfect. Okay, so now we just have Raddus. So this actually was a little bit of a blessing that he set Raddus instead of an Empire fleet, because I wasn't going to be able to clear all 3 fleets if I had to use Malevolence on 2 of them, which thankfully with Raddus being here I don't have to. So I am going to mirror it, which can be dicey, especially because like it's Raddus, so it's not the best thing, but I am going to take Clone Sarge and Jedi Consular. I'm going to leave the rest just in case this goes sideways and I need to take Tarkin in. I really hope that's not the case, but I figured I would leave myself some ships just in case. Okay, so I like to go straight for the bomber because it's going to taunt anyway. So we might as well just start hitting it and hopefully get it out of the way relatively quickly. I do want to give turn meter to Poe since he is relatively strong. And we're gonna do the little whirl. And I need to get rid of this bomber because it's in my way. Probably should have done the AoE there, to be honest with you, with Falcon, just to get rid of the foresight on all of the ships. But hindsight is 20/20. All right, I need to get rid of this bomber. Of course, they get rid of mine. Okay, so AoE, and let's kill this bomber, please. All right, now we need to get rid of Clone Sarge. And I am a little bit frustrated, to be honest with you, that the Resistance X-Wing is not assisting, because that's the whole point of it being the reinforcement, is to have bonus chance at assisting, sorry. And it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good for my Raddus. And at this point, I'm literally just wanting to survive long enough to get my ultimate off and kill their capital ship, because it'll make it significantly easier for my Tarkin to clean up my hodgepodge Tarkin fleet. Because no Falcon here is real annoying. I mean, the good thing is we still have Poe, and Poe is a pretty good damage dealer here. Okay, so Raddus is defeated. We've got all of our ships. They still have their Falcon, which is not fun. But if we can get to it, it will hopefully be okay. They still have their Falcon and they still have their Poe, which is actually real annoying. The good news is, if I have to clean this up, it'll be okay without Raddus there. All right. It's looking okay-ish. I need to get rid of Poe next. If Clone Sarge just, you know, hangs out with that taunt, like, that's saving us, in my opinion. That taunt is really saving the day. All right. Big hit. Beautiful. So, it's dead. It was not clean. But we cleared ships, guys. That's what matters. All right, guys, so this is how it ended. As you can see, he did not even go back to finish attacking. He sometimes does this, sometimes doesn't, so I wasn't too sure what he was going to do, to be honest with you. I would have loved to know how some of my other defenses did, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth either. So we'll see what happens in the next matchup, and maybe we can have a better week this week. It's already looking better than last week. Thanks for watching, guys.